Peace, love, health, and wealth for our tribe. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. How is everyone doing today? What up, what up, what up, what up? What's happening? Excuse me, I apologize. But yes, I am a real person. I am not AI. All right. Kiwa. Welcome back, Kiwa. How you doing? Yes, sir. All right. Yes. Thank you for that. Thank you for the blessings. I'm okay. I'm all right. We won $13 yesterday in the tarot. I mean, in the lottery. After we won 12 the day before. What noise? What's wrong, Fred? Oh, nice. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, you corrected it. I knew it before you said it. Nice, 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 nice. All right, welcome into the live stream, everybody. We about 3 minutes in. I would like to thank everybody for tuning in. If you would like, please hit that like button. If you would like, please subscribe to the channel. If you would like, please donate to reciprocate. Remember, everything that you donate goes directly to food, shelter, and water. My name is KP, and I am a holistic life coach. What I mean by that is that um, we take life coaching to the next level, right? We look at everything we do, right? The past, the present, the future, what you eat, everything. We look at everything going on in your life holistically, and we try to come up with a practical, everyday game plan to, excuse me, a practical, everyday game plan to help you get the progress that you might want and or need. Um, yeah. So as per usual, we are going to get started now with the collective reading, and then we are going to move to individuals. Those individuals will include free and donation-based readings. If you would like a donation-based reading, please check the description box. If you would like a free or donation-based reading, please check the description box for sample questions. To support the channel is free. Only thing you have to do is let a commercial play for 30 seconds. Once that commercial play, tap the screen and or tap the link associated with the commercial. Once that, once you do that, you don't have to sign up for any emails or anything. Only thing you have to do is just Let the commercial play for 30 seconds, and then click the link associated. So like, if the commercial got like the TikTok link on there and it say update TikTok, if you hit update TikTok, then that's gonna look good. It's gonna say that I'm attracting active viewers on my live stream, and the algorithm will pick me in the future because they believe that I will help YouTube make more money. So that's how that works. All right, so the first card that we have in today's collective reading for the next 24 hours, but it is 1 a.m. for me, so August 24th, 1 a.m. Central Time. Let me go one more time. Let me pull this up the middle. There we go. All right, so for today's collective reading, we are starting off with the King of Wands. Okay, we starting off with the King of Wands. All right, the King represents the air element. In tarot, this is a representation of the crown chakra, the top chakras. But the crown is the seat, or the third, and for the well, it depends on, to be honest with you, it really depends on what school of thought you go to. Some people believe the air element, the seat of the air element is the throat. Some people believe it's the third eye. Some people believe it's the crown. I don't know. I don't know what I would say. But anyways, with the air element representing, the king representing the air element, this is a person who's a visionary, right? This is a person who either can come up with good plans or see things coming. And the reason why is because they know all about desires. See, the King of Wands is a master manifester. Okay. So the second card that we have here in today's collective reading. What's wrong with the audio? Not the audio, something ain't right. Something ain't right with this. What's going on, YouTube? Y'all not pushing me? And then I got this. Yeah, hit the hearts and stuff, y'all, because for some reason I only got 3 views on this live, and my chat not working. I wonder if I should shut him down and restart. If you do 4 green hearts, then the AI supposed to turn on, or the AI supposed to bend on. I haven't seen one. The AI haven't came through one time, and they haven't recommended my. I wonder why. Nope, Nightbot not kicking on. Huh. I wonder if I turn subscriber only mode off. Okay, so because people watch this on the replay, I'm going to go ahead and continue, and I'm just going to do a couple things in the background. Okay. So let me see what y'all see on the screen real quick. I think I need to zoom in. Okay, so the second card we have is the Devil card, and I'm definitely going to have to go ahead and pull a third card. I'm going to have to pull a fourth card. Okay. 5. 1, 2. wonder if this will help. They're not even pushing me in the algorithm. Customization. Let's see if I put it on anyone. See what that do. Alright, let me go back. Let me open up the chat. Alright, Nightbot just turned on. Alright, so I wonder if that's gonna help me. Because they not pushing me like at all. I got 3 views. That's unheard of. Alright, y'all. So, for today's collective reading, we're starting off with the King of Wands, and then we're moving on to the Devil card. So, the Devil card is a major arcana card representing the number 13, I believe. 15. Number 15. Representing the number 15. Actually, I need to do this because we can't see the cards. All right, welcome in. I see we got a couple people coming in. Now, I don't know why. I've been on live for 12, 13 minutes, and I only got 8 views. I don't know what happened, but the chat wasn't moving or nothing. I'm not shadow banned. I don't got no copyright strikes. I don't know what happened. I ain't had no music playing when it started, nothing. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Can I put the light on? Okay. So maybe that's too much. All right, here we go. So the second card we have is the Devil card, representing number 15 of the Major Arcana. Remember, the Major Arcana is it's major big life archetypical energy, right? And what I mean is that this is more than just daily situations and circumstances. This is big personality changes. This is big themes, etc. That's going to be a part of our life for weeks, months, and even years to come. Okay. So, secondly, the first card in the bottom, we have the Eight of Swords. Okay, the Eight of Swords. Now, remember, the Eight of Swords represents, well, first of all, the Eight represents action, right? And then Sword represents the air element again, right? Dealing with the thoughts. Remember, the I statement for the air element is I think. Okay, I think. So then next we have the Five of Cups. Okay, so 5 represents like arguments, fights, conflict, any kind of unbalanced, discontent energy that goes away from peace, love, health, and wealth, right? And then the I statement for cups is I feel, because cups represents the water element, which represents your capacity to feel. Okay, so going back up to the top, remember the king is a person who's really good at manifesting. Okay, so this could be a reminder that some of us have a very high responsibility to those and maybe to ourselves or those in the environment. The King of Wands maybe kind of can be looked at as like a motivational speaker, um, a boss, a coach, right? Somebody who's really good at helping people, motivating people, teaching people, leading by example, right? The King of Wands is a person who leads by example. Um, the King of Wands is very special out of all the kings because he's intrinsically attached to his lower chakra, his lower chakras, right? No, or his mid chakras, right? Because that fire element is dealing with like I would say the center of that would be like the solar plexus maybe, and then you got a little bit of a sacral chakra energy there where you're dealing with the fire element, a little bit of the heart, of course. Um, so again, the court cards, right? The king, the queen, etc., can be looked at as like personality traits or like signic 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 how can you say that word? Significant, no, signify. I I cannot, I don't, my tongue deceive me yet. The court cards could signify um or denote like a person, right? So the King of Wands would be a person who again deals with like leadership or is in a leadership position. Um and like I said, this is a very motivating person, okay? So that could be a mentor, anything, right? Remember the white hair, whenever you see white hair on a person in tarot, that signifies wisdom. Okay, so when you see a white beard on a man, it doesn't mean he's an old man, right? It represents somebody who's wise. Okay, remember that because that's going to be key later on in the reading. Okay, so next we have the devil card. Okay, now the devil card is one of my favorite cards only because of the way it make people react, right? So oftentimes I think whenever people react to this devil card, I think it's sometimes it might be a little bit of guilt or shame because devil card might be reminding them of something that they have to mm, do in order to reach enlightenment, right? So whenever, so I'm gonna tell y'all something. Welcome to the channel, everybody. Double tap that screen. So I'm gonna tell y'all something that a lot of people probably won't even be able to tell you. This is why I'm the greatest tarot reader of all time, right? So enlightenment is the goal when you're dealing with the devil card, right? Everybody wants to be free from suffering, right? Everybody wants to be smart. Everybody wants to be happy. Everybody wants peace, love, health, and wealth. So whenever the devil card comes up in this upright position, is representing the need to break away from a negative attachment. We must remove the blockage in order to move forward. Okay, um, we have to. There is no other way. Okay. Remember when you add 1 plus 5 together, that equals 6. So really, when the devil card comes, it's not like a warning, or maybe you can look at it like that, but maybe motivating, maybe is better. But the devil card is here to bring harmony, right? That 6 denotes harmony, peace, love, a divine feminine number. And for some reason we are trapped. But it ain't for some reason, right? Because we understand psychology and parapsychology on this channel. And because we do, these cards is not just picture, not just cute pictures, right? We actually can take this thing to the next level. And let me show you what I mean. So, as of right now, I want to be the King of Wands for some of you guys, but eventually you are going to have to be the King of Wands for yourself. KP, what do you mean? That means that you're going to have to be able to motivate yourself and or be able to make critical decisions and critical moments live, right? And it's going to have to be good decisions. I mean, it's going to have to be something that's going to work out for the best for everybody. I'll say that. Um, and so the Eight of Swords, right? Remember, I told you earlier, the Eight of Swords represents taking. Well, the eight represents action, right? Movement. Um, and the swords represents the mental plane. So whether we need a King of Wands or whether the King of Wands is whatever, um, we are trying to grow. We are trying to move on, right? But when we least suspect it, we still have negative thought loops, right? Now, I might have to put some people out there, but I got to tell the truth. The first thing that came to my mind is when we are out in public, we need to be mindful of what we put our attention to and what that attention is doing. And what do you mean? What I mean is that um we can, when we sit down to meditate, when we get a tarot read and right, when we watching our favorite YouTube minister, it's very easy to be focused on the goal. It's very easy to be focused on positive attributes of the spirit, right? Because the spirit is multifaceted, right? We can talk about that. But when you, what, it's like that old adage, right? When they say, "Are you a Sunday Christian?" And it's the same thing whether you spiritual, Muslim, whatever. Are you only spiritual when you in the church? Do you only have a positive spirit when you in the church? Right? Let's start breaking this down. Right? Let's start there with spirit. Right? Do your homework on spirit. So so when you're talking about spirit again, it's multifaceted, right? And right now, I want to be I want to be a motivating factor in you succeeding, right? And and what I'm saying is that the reason why the devil keep the whether and no matter what the devil is, please let me sip my water, please. No matter what the devil is, it could be drinking, it could be any self-destructive behavior, it could be staying in an unhealthy relationship too long. It could be people pleasing, right? Any self-destructive behavior, right? Gambling, being promiscuous, y'all know the routine. And if you don't, ask questions, right? But do your homework. That is so funny, man. Uh, it's mental first, right? Um, it's mental first. What do you mean? Remember in the Three of Swords, right? That's the card with the heart and the swords and the snakes and the water and the clouds. It's just sad. It's just a sad day, right? My question to you is that if the heart is not the key to the card, then what is the key to the card, right? Why would they put that big old heart up there if it's I ain't gonna say it's irrelevant, but when it comes down to healing, they tricked y'all on that Three of Swords. They really did, and the reason why I say that is because the Three of Swords is about pain, sorrow, heartbreak, and disillusionment, right? Dealing with the truth. The truth is, is that that's a mental card, not a cup card, not a water card, right? Not an emotional card. If the Three of Swords is not an emotional card, then what's the key? If if the heart is not the key to the Three of Swords, then what's the key? It's the swords. What do the swords represent? Your thoughts. So if we have goals, if we have dreams, we have aspirations, or we keep making steps forward and then going 2 steps back, 3 steps back randomly, right? It could be because the spirit of the person is not matching the future, right? You can't. It's almost like you get a job, but you stealing from the job or something. No, you got a job. You don't have to steal anymore. You understand what I'm saying? Um, I like to describe the Eight of Swords as there's nothing left to see or do here, right? And you still being here is only because you refuse to let go. You refuse to move forward, and or you are intrinsically stuck in a bad habit. Maybe somebody told you get back was good, or maybe somebody told you that forgiveness was bad, or maybe somebody told you that you don't give up on a relationship, you stay forever, or whatever it is, right? The Eight of Swords is saying that your hands is tied and your eyes is covered, right? So the only thing you can really do is speak the truth and move forward. Now, I don't care what Eight of Swords, what deck it come from, the Alice in Wonderland, the 420 deck. Oh, that's a hell of an idea, the 420 deck. Oh man, I hope don't nobody steal that. Well, this is a legal document, so we good. Yeah, we good. Timestamp 120. Ah, that's funny. I said the 420 deck is August 24th. And it's 1:20 a.m. Ah, that's divine right there. Okay. The 420 deck. I gotta write that down. Excuse me. So, man, this Eight of Swords. We are trapped in this reality because either we haven't been able to fully move on forward from like a stressful situation or a circumstance, or we are holding on to bad habits, right? Um, in love coaching, right? I got a client who I'm gonna be real. Her goal is to meet a rich guy and he's gonna, you know, he's gonna be the perfect guy and he's gonna, be her knight in shining armor. So I asked her, I say, what type of personality traits do you expect him to have? Right? And she described some stuff. And long story short, she said this one and that one and this one and that one. But the thing is that these are not personality traits that she value within herself. Like she is not a energetic match for the personality traits that she want. Can she be happy? Yes. But for some reason, she believes opposites attract, and that don't work. It just, I mean, you can force it. You can super glue anything to anything, pretty much. But that don't mean you belong there. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna be stuck in kindergarten forever. So I want to say something because we in the eight. I want to say that the physical feelings of this depression or whatever it is that we feeling is real. All right. I want to confirm and affirm that, and I want to say that this Five of Cups is telling me that somebody is probably really going through a rough time physically, and it might be intrinsically connected to your emotional state. Okay, so we need to work very hard on remaining positive, letting go of anger, right? And hear what I said: letting it go, right? Letting it go. What's up, Bhagavad Gita? So, what I mean is that I can't promise you that nothing is not going to piss you off ever, right? We can lower the frequency of that, but the biggest thing is that being able to make good decisions in real time. And sometimes you need a coach to do that. Sometimes you need somebody to show you the way. You understand what I'm saying? Um, Developing. I don't care what people say. I took uh, an intrapersonal communications class, a business communications class, um, and we had a big emphasis on leadership in that class. And 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 one thing about that class is that I learned that leadership is very different from being like a motivator, right? Now you do have people who can lead by example per se, but that doesn't always mean that that person was born to be a leader per se. I don't believe that leaders are born. I believe that leadership is a skill that can be developed. You understand what I'm saying? Leadership is a skill that can be developed. And as a person who once was not a good leader at all whatsoever, I would well not don't I wouldn't say I wasn't a good leader. I wasn't a leader. Um, Now I can say that I am. And the combination of this Eight of Swords and this Five of Cups is saying that our anger, our depression, our emotional state has really gotten out of control. The negative thought loops and all of that stuff is really out of control, and that this needs to be a main focus or a main emphasis, right? Now that we've kind of, I won't say a tower moment, but now that this devil card is telling me that recently, or maybe right now, or in the near future, right? And it's different for different people because we all on similar time. We all on different timelines. We just meeting, right? Like, what when you get in the car, like everybody got different destinations, but we all meet at the stop sign. You know what I'm saying? So, the devil card. Not that I feel like we having a wake up moment, um, or we having a moment where maybe some of what the first thing that just came to me was that getting out of bed, right? Doing more than the bare minimum, right? If you get yourself neglecting your plants, neglecting your animals, not wanting to do nothing, maybe you're depressed. Maybe you're not just lazy. Maybe you need to talk to somebody, right? 424, right? 231. My number is in the description box. Um, Man, beautiful collective timeless reading, man. Timeless collective reading. Beautiful. But listen, man, you don't have to suffer anymore. You don't have to suffer in silence. You don't have to suffer because of nobody's gonna understand you, or nobody's gonna get you, or whatever people, you know what I'm saying, whatever the fear is. Like, you don't have to suffer because of money. Like, you don't have to suffer. You got somebody who can help you possibly for free, you know, if you need it, right? Integrity is key here, right? Integrity is very key here. So I'm going to pull a card for best course of action. It's going to be from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. And the reason why is because the Spirit Animal Oracle deck is a card, is a deck that is very like intentive, maybe. I don't know. It's very intentional with energy, right? With your focus, with your mind, with, you know what I'm saying? It's just something about this deck that I just love for best course of action. It's not too long. The the breakdown of the cards is not too long. It's a good deck. Probably can get this done in probably 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Which is not long at all. Considering we already been talking for 35. The throat I don't know if I need some tea or what. So many beings all around the world, all around the world, like California girls. So many all around the world, all around the world, all around the world, like California girls. Okay, we have the number 15 card. So we got the number 15 up here, and then we got the number 15, the best course of action. All right, so that's definitely assigned to number 6. The number 1, the number 5 can be significant. The number 12, the number 3, the number 2, the number 10, and the number 0. Okay, and the number 0. All right, all of these can be very significant in the next few weeks, is what I'm intuitively getting. All right, let me get the interpretation book for the number 15. What's wrong with the stream? Oh, no, that's my computer. All right, can we zoom in on the frog, please, cameraman? Thank you. All right, here we go. So, I just realized it's dark in here. It's too dark. How am I gonna do this? Yeah, I had a flashlight. All right, here we go, y'all. So, the symbolism of the frog can be interpreted in various ways, but is often associated with the element of water and emotions. Here's an exploration of the idea embracing emotions and finding emotional balance in the context of the frog. And this is what I'm saying. Like, this deck is very, very intentional, and somehow, some way, whenever I call on it, it's always showing up and whatever the kids are saying, showing up and showing out, whatever the kids say these days, right? So number 1, embracing emotions. Frogs, being creatures associated with water, often represent the emotional aspect of our existence. They teach us the importance of embracing our emotions, positive or negative, without judgment or resistance. I believe I said something like that. Like the frog move fluidly in the water, we can learn to be fluid. I lost my spot. I was looking at the computer. Like the frogs move fluidly in the water, we can learn to be fluid in our emotions, allowing them to flow through us rather than resisting or representing them. Embracing emotions, helps us connect to our authenticity and find a sense of emotional integrity. Number 2, finding emotional balance. The frogs live both on land and in water, symbolizing the balance between physical and emotional worlds. When we receive the message of the frog, we are invited to find balance in our emotions, just as frogs find balance between land and water. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions, but rather than learning to manage them. Welcome in, Cal. I don't know how to say your name. I'm gonna call you Cal, if that's okay. Finding the emotional balance. Wait, no. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions, but rather than learning to manage them in a healthy and balanced way. Yes. Again, you don't want to kill your emotions. Your emotions let you know what's good and what's bad, right? Literally, they teach you in psychology, right? Naturally, the human being, right? Naturally, we move towards things that make us feel good and we move away from things that make us feel bad, right? They teach you that in psychology. So, like, that's, I don't know. It's the, well, the reason why I'm sighing is because we, I hear so many people tell us that our emotions is our enemy, and that's not necessarily true. It's our perspective about the things that we go through. And it's more, and it's not even about our perspective about the things we go through. It's our perspective about the future. That's really the key. I mean, the key to psychology, the key to spirituality, man, if y'all want to know a secret, optimism. Defaultly become optimistic. Become optimistic and make sure that what you optimistic about is in alignment with the universe, right? If and one way to do that is to say, I got you on the list. You're gonna be first. The one way to know if something is in alignment with the universe, you look at the end result of it and see if the end result is something that's you can be proud of, something that's gonna be good for everybody, something that's not gonna lead you dead or in jail or in a risky situation, right? Um, yeah, the meditation is important, and this one and that one, and this one and that one. But listen, man, I'm telling y'all, as somebody who's been studying this stuff for, hmm, and this is, I ain't gonna say it's embarrassing, but studying and actually understanding and practicing is two different things. I've been studying this stuff for over 10 years probably now. I mean, going to college and everything like that, dealing with the mind. I've been studying this stuff for so long now. I didn't even realize until we were just talking how long it's been. But not only have I been in school and college and stuff like that, but I'm a person who also been a counselor too. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a person who also been there. I've had to heal myself. I spent 30 years depressed. Didn't even know I was depressed. Well, I would say 20, about 25. I started realizing I was depressed when I couldn't stop drinking alcohol. When I realized that I couldn't stop, even when I quit weed and I couldn't stop drinking, I was like, no, this is not right. And then just unfortunately, when I was starting to wake up, I didn't even realize that I was at rock bottom. Everybody knew what's up for me. That's fucked up. I ain't gonna say fuck y'all, but that's crazy word. Everybody knew except me. Everybody knew that I was fucked up. Everybody knew that I was crazy except me. And then so then that means that y'all assume that I wanted to be a fucked up person, which is ridiculous. Who wakes up every day and say, I'm about to go ruin somebody's life today? No. Every time somebody ever stole from me or hurt me or cheated on me or whatever, you think they ever warned me? No. What the fuck? I ain't never been told like, hey man, you know I'm about to go cheat on you and ruin your life, right? Nobody never told me that. I never had a young lady ever tell me that ever in my life. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I've been hurt just like y'all. Are you crazy? What's wrong with you? All right. So number three, connection in nature. But yeah, again, do not if somebody telling you to just kill your emotions or whatever, don't listen to them, please. Lexi, please wait. Not please wait. I'm sorry. Please give me a moment because I'm about to finish the collective reading. All right. So if you get bored, you can just drop some hearts in the chat. Okay. So number three, frogs are symbols of the connection with nature and the emotional world. When we immerse ourselves in the energy of the frog, we may feel closer to nature and its vibrations. This connection helps us rediscover our emotional balance, offer us a broader perspective, and greater awareness of our feelings and reactions. Okay? Nature itself teaches us many valuable lessons about balance and harmony, and the frog is a carrier of these lessons. That is so deep. I'm not even going to, I'll let it marinate for a second. In summary, when we receive the message of the frog, we are invited to embrace our emotions and find emotional balance in our lives. This helps us connect with our authenticity, with the natural world around us, allowing us to live more harmoniously and to live more harmoniously and consciously. Okay, so again, this frog best course of action is perfect for this reading. And the reason why I say that is because whether we are motivated to change or whether we found a coach or a leader, oh, I'm sorry. Whatever the motivating factor is, this King of Wands is saying there's a fire that's being lit. And within this fire that's being lit, um, there are some blockages here, right? And I'm not gonna go too deep, but I'll just say that there's some blockages here, right? And it's okay. We all go through stuff, right? If I can, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this light back off. But we all go through stuff, so that ain't the problem. The thing is that do we feel optimistic about the future, right? Do we know, want, or believe that things can change? Right? Do we believe that things can change? Do we believe that this is our future and we're going to be stuck like this forever? Uncle Ruckus. Right? Uncle Ruckus. Um, so we gotta whatever this Eight of Swords is, whatever this Five of Cups, whatever the situation or circumstance was, he cheated, somebody stole something, whatever it is, it's time to let it go and it's time to move forward. Um, get back in success, right? Go scratch a lottery ticket, right? Let go and move forward because the moment you let go and move forward, you open yourself up to unlimited possibilities. But if you allow your brain to keep going and listen to what I'm saying, because this is how you know there's a difference. If you allow if you, the person listening, me, myself, and I, if you allow yourself to stay within those negative thought loops, you're going to not have time for nothing else but the same reality that you've been having. And even if you do capitalize on certain opportunities, you're not going to be able to fully do whatever it is you need to do because you're still going to have one foot in the past, right? The past is only here to keep us safe. KP, what do you mean? Keep us safe mean, yes, no more looping. It doesn't. Dang, I forgot what I was about to say. But long story short, I'll say this. When you're talking about moving forward and stuff like that, you're talking about forgiveness. Dang, I forgot what I was about to say, but it's close to this. It'll come back. it's only it's only a matter of time before either you succumb to the thought loop or you overcome the thought loop. But you are the deciding factor, right? Forgiveness Oh, that's what I was saying. The past is only there to keep us safe. What do you mean? To teach us what's possible, right? That's why certain people, when they get bit by a dog, they always walk in the street, or they cross the street when they see a dog, or they, you know what I'm saying? They go out their way to avoid a dog. Why? Not because that dog is a threat. The dog represents a threat because of what? The subconscious. Because of the memory. Because they know the possibility. They know what it's like to get bit by a dog, right? Whether they empathize, meaning that they seen it like on TV, or they sympathize with the sentiment, meaning that they have very close experience. Um, for whatever reason, they are avoiding that dog, right? Whether they know firsthand or whether they seen it happen, which can be considered firsthand, but in this case, firsthand is becoming a chew toy. That's not funny. Let me not say that. Don't, if anybody laugh anything, you get timed out for 10 seconds. And that wasn't funny. I can't believe I just said that. I gotta bite my tongue. All right, that hurt a little bit, but um, again, the memory of the dog bite can possibly carry physical and or emotional reactions. Okay, that's because the brain doesn't really know the difference between a stimuli. The brain, only thing to know the brain know is the how do you, what's your perspective about what you're experiencing, whether you in meditation, whether you walking down the street, right? Because we can remove a fear of dogs, right? I got a technique where we can do stuff like remove a fear of dogs, right? But whether you going through meditation or whether you conditioning yourself in real life, you can condition yourself to be okay with dogs. You don't have to feel that fear every single time that you see a dog, hear a dog bark, right? What about people who don't like spiders and every time they see us, like we could do something about that. You don't have to be like that. You don't have to be like that. That PTSD you carrying, right? You was abused as a child, or somebody cheated and did something to you. Somebody, somebody child hit your kid on the playground, or whatever, right? Those things that happen, they happen, and then we just gotta do what we can about it. That's where the coach come in at. That's where good leadership skills come in at. Like I said, a good leader can be cultivated because leadership is a skill. Yeah, once I took that class, like I said, once I took that class, that business communications class, I realized that communication is a skill. It is. So if y'all don't know, I majored in small business administration. I majored in psychology. I majored in philosophy. I've majored in. Is that it? Oh, sports and exercise studies. Uh, yeah. So took a lot. If I can get a degree, I don't know. I don't know. I can get a degree. I just don't know. I don't know. I'm cool with my little certificates or whatever, man. I'm cool with getting, as long as I get some certificates, as long as I get the know-how, I'm cool. I don't really care about all that other stuff. But, um, but yeah, though, y'all, man, this was a good reading. That frog card was very clutch. That frog was clutch because it really brought this reading home, man. Like I said, no matter what it is, whether you just ready to move on, whether you tired of the thought loops, whatever it is, We don't have to wonder what's holding us back. It's right there in our face. It's our perspective about the future. It's our perspective. That Eight of Wands, that Eight of Swords, I'm sorry, it's all about our perspective. Unfortunately, right now, this chapter that we in, our perspective is keeping us stuck in our reality. Like I said, you can't be a bookworm, right? A librarian, right? You got a master's degree and all of this, and then you going to meet guys at uh I don't know, what's somewhere you going to meet guys at a bar. Nah, I mean, not to say that people who drink isn't intelligent. Let me give a better example. Let's say you're really into sports. You're a young lady and you're really into sports, right? You love sports. You grew up playing softball. Your daddy was a major leaguer. Like use a softball. Like use a sports head, right? You know a little bit about basketball. You played basketball in high school. Like that's what you do. You ran sport. You played like three sports in middle school. You ran track. You did soccer. You know what I'm saying? You use a sports head. Um, a young lady like that 9 times out of 10 will not be into. I mean, not into. I'm sorry. A good match would not be somebody who don't know nothing about sports. Like you could be a sports broadcaster. Like I'm not saying the relationship wouldn't work, but what I'm saying is that it'd be very hard because if you live and die by sports and your other person don't care about your significant other don't care about sports, then so be it. Like y'all just going to be separate. I look at relationships like this. The more compatible you are, the less you're going to have to go outside of your relationship for things. Right? Of course, your mate can't provide everything, but for some people, your mate could potentially provide everything you need. Socially, right? Emotionally, right? Like if you a gamer, get you a gamer chick. Don't if you an introvert, you like to chill in the house. Don't go and meet a chick 2:30 in the morning at the bar and think that she's gonna be automatically just become introverted. Like don't do that. You setting yourself up for failure. How about you go to the local game shop, the game exchange or whatever, GameStop, and you meet a cute girl there or a cute young lady there. You know what I'm saying? Like somehow, some way. See, a lot of us date by proximity. A lot of us date like first come, first serve, and we don't really know how to like get the right information before we commit to a person. And that's got to stop too. We definitely got to start working on those skills. All right, can you do a tarot reading and tell me if my visa is likely to be approved? No, I don't have a visa card, and I don't have a yes or a no card. So I'm not a new age reader. Um, for me, tarot is about firstly, it's about self help. It's about self realization. It's about your healing journey. It's about manifestation. Um, Tarot can give you insight on situations and circumstances, but literal yes and no's and stuff like that, that's some new age tarot stuff. I am not a new age reader. New age tarot readers just read everything, any question that people ask. If you go to the description box, I got some sample questions in the description box. But here on my channel, I believe that the will lies within the person. So I don't answer will questions. I don't answer if questions. I don't answer when questions. Tarot is not meant for neither one of those things. All of those things is for you to decide in your life. All right. When, if, and will, it was for you to decide. Okay. And I'm not saying that to be mean, but people want the tarot reader to do all the work. You got to do some of the work. Some people come to tarot readers be like, okay, Can you do everything for me? No, I can't do everything for you. No. So tarot is actually a tool to make your intuition stronger, right? So if you getting tarot readings, or if you a tarot reader and you still feel like your intuition not strong, you need to learn symbolism. What's up, new person who just came in? Welcome to the channel. Excuse me, please. I'm sorry. What's up? Can I interest anybody in a donation-based reading, please? I'm not even smoking. What? Who said something about smoking? You must be behind on the stream. I'm already high, girl. No, I ain't 100%. I'm like 20. I'm like 20% away from being totally just nah. I got this. I gotta stop. So I like buying apes because I don't want to, like, unless it's like some super duper gas, um, some indica gas. I don't want to have like 7 grams or something, because 7 grams will last me like 2 3 weeks. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like 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 depending on it, if especially if it's a good indica strain, an eighth will last me like a good at least 2 days. If I'm smoking by myself, if not 3 4 days. No, 2 days is ridiculous. I'm not smoking an eighth in 2 days. If I smoke an eighth in 2 days, come check on me. I could smoke a gram a day. I could smoke a gram a day and be perfectly fine. And I'd be high for 12 hours too. Like off a gram, I can be high for like 12, 24 hours. I ain't even gonna lie. Especially if I don't sleep. Like it don't take a lot for me. I've always been sensitive. I've always been sensitive to THC. Always. Counting this money gonna take all day. 8 rings on me like pot go cray. Hits from the LOL. What's the LOL? Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. All right, so so if anybody got any questions, comments, concerns about the collective reading, please let me know. That was one of the greatest collective readings of all time. I'm gonna have to clip that one. I ain't even gonna lie. Okay, so there was a person who was first. I don't remember who. Um, won't be too hard because the chat ain't been doing nothing. All right, Kappa, or no, Cal. That's what I said. I was gonna call you Cal. Oh, Bavana, Banu, Banu was first. All right, I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and put it on donation-based readings only now. I mean, not donation-based reading. All right, so if you in the chat now, I think this is gonna be my free list. But I meant to say subscribers mode only, but donation-based readings too. Shit, I was asleep. I woke up at 12:20, 12:21, which is significant for me. That's a hell of a number. Might I add? That's a mirror flip. All right, we got subscribers mode only. Smoking crack in a Lamborghini. Italian girls, they go 2 for 1. So many stitches all around the world, all around the world, like California girls. So many stitches all around the world. Alright, so I think Kiwa was next, and then Lexi, and then Tara. So I guess it's first come, first served. The people keep coming and going, so. But anyways, what I was saying about the weed was I don't I gotta stop letting the weed get too low because when you buy weed from the dispensary, sometimes it be too fresh. And so it need once you open the pack and break the seal, it start aging again. Or it start aging at a normal pace again. And so they they package it right before peak freshness. So by the time you finish the weed, it'll be right at the very end of the peak freshness. I guess you're gonna be first, Lexi. I thought Kiwa was first. I can't remember, but that might be a troll. I don't know. I don't know about the weed, man. As long as you got some good clean weed, I'm okay. I think you know what I had to learn. Welcome in, honey bee. You know what I had to learn about the weed? You gotta do your spiritual work. If you the older you get, and if you not progressing mentally and emotionally, the weed is gonna be the greatest psych med ever. But the weed is one of the greatest psych meds ever, anyways, because it kind of physically, it don't, depending on the type of pain, it don't kill the pain. It makes it more tolerable. Weed definitely makes pain more tolerable, physically and like mentally. Um, but I like it. It's one of my greatest tools of meditation. It's instant success. They call it the sacred herb for a reason. Until what don't work no more, the weed. Shit. Like I said, I always been sensitive to THC. Always. Even when I first started smoking weed, and they like this was like before 2012, like long time ago. I don't even know, but like back in like 2010, 11, even then, like I always been sensitive to weed. Always, even when I was smoking for weeks. No, I don't. I don't have to dab. I only time I ever like bought a dab, they gave at the dispensary, they gave it to me for a penny. They gave me some dab for a penny. It was a whole gram. It was 90 something percent. It was some good stuff. It was straw nana. It was straw that I don't even remember the terpenes. The terpenes was ridiculous. The terpenes was like 99%, 60%, something. No, the THC was 90 something. The terpenes, I don't know why I want to say 60% terpenes. I can't remember what it was. It was a ridiculous amount of terpenes. I didn't even, it was fire though. It was fire, but I had that for so long. Like, that's kind of like, dab is like hitting a cart. Like, no human needs 90% THC. You just don't need that much. 20, 30, yeah. 90, no. Nobody, no human really needs that much THC. Not for real, no. Maybe because of the cheap distillates, maybe you need, but even if they put some good CBD and put some good wholesome ingredients in those carts and not just blast it with THC, you could get a good 30% cart if it got a full cannabinoid profile and you'd be perfectly fine. Oh, so you must be on probation or something. You sound young. All right, what's up with the tarot readings, y'all? I thought we was cooking. Maybe I was shadow banned. Maybe my TV was too loud when the live started. Got me in trouble. Got me in another trouble. Hang with the big boys. You don't get caught. I don't know what that mean, bro. You sound like you in a cartel or something. I don't know what that mean. So everybody left that was here? That's cool. Whoa, I don't like that. You talking about you just a baby mama? What? I don't like that. You need to clean that up a little bit, shorty. Talk about I'm just a baby mama. I understand what you're saying. You a mom, and I never knock nobody for doing something that they think will make them better. So you definitely, if you're doing something that make you better, I commend you for sure. Well, my thing is that uh you could get a job at a dispensary, so technically dealing is okay. It just depends on what you're doing and how. I messed that up. It just depends on what you're doing and how you're doing it, man. Like, it's nothing wrong with you making money. It's just who you dealing with. Are you keeping bad people? Or you got traffic all in your house? You know what I'm saying? You up all night. Like, it's definitely the limits to this thing for sure. I was so late. I was so late. Yeah, you right. Yeah, you definitely gotta. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. So, but like I said, I respect that you did what you felt like you did what was right. Mm. Now, Lexi, was you waiting on the reading or you were just hanging out? I mean, I appreciate you hanging. That's why that works so well. Okay. All right, I got you. I'm starving. So when you say for intuition, what do you mean? Break that down for me. I don't think I ever had that request. One card for intuition. No, that's not true. You're the chain breaker. Don't put that on him. Just stop telling him that you're the chain breaker. That's your job. His job is to pick up what you put down and to move forward. You need go back and watch the collective reading. We got to get a new identity. Okay. 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 So you got the nine of cups. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I need to put some on my stomach. All right, we're not the same. How old is your son? I need you to stop putting these things on your son. That might be a curse. If you people be talking to their kids too much, man. Well, no. People be talking to their kids about the wrong stuff. I had to break my brother out of some of that. He was young, talking about I gotta get money. I gotta take care of mom. That's not your job. Go to school. That's your job. You're in high school. Do what you gotta do. You do what you gotta do now. You be alright in the future. Yeah, no, he's not. No, no, he's too young for that. He's still too young for that. Just call him a king. Just let him know he a king. And let him know that you working hard so he can. It's like a relay race. No, what's that called? Is it a relay race? Right now, his job is to prepare himself to be a king. That's it. Now, after that, you tell him what it means to be a king, right? You got to be strong. You got to be smart. You got to be a leader, right? You got to be able to take out the trash, right? You're going to have to be able to cook. You're going to have to be able to clean, right? You're going to have to be able to be smart, right? Start teaching him astrology. Start teaching him tarots. Get him on the crystals. All that, all that generational curse stuff. He ain't ready yet. He ain't ready. Not at 11, he not ready. All right. So I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna say, What does it mean to be a king? And if he say anything other than, if he say anything crazy, I'm looking for you. Okay, so you got a fulfillment card here. You got the number 9 of cups. Okay, this is the 9 of cups. So the number 9, um, yeah, yeah, you need to get him. He probably know Fortnite though. Uh, he bet not know Fortnite. You can't be in here talking about breaking chains. If he know more worldly shit than crystal shit or spiritual or let me not say spiritual. Well, spiritual count too, but that's not the end all be all. What is it then? Cause he need to know this stuff. He need to know knowledge of his astrological sign, his life path number, his destiny number. Um, he need to know this stuff, especially them numbers. If you wanna give him some information, teach him knowledge of self. Chinese zodiac, South American zodiac, all of them. You hear me? I tell I tell people, your kids ain't never too young to meditate. Your kid, the problem is the kids never meditate. They never sit down. They never take naps. Nothing. No, no, no. You okay? So we got the 9 of cups. Okay. So the 9 represents fulfillment. At 11, if he's 11, uh, you know what? We can talk. Bring him to me. I'll get him together. Or you know what? We can do that, but you hit me up for a free consultation, and we can see if me and you was a good match for each other. And then I can give you some stuff to do. And if y'all got questions after that, then hit me up because it's better if y'all do it together. It's better if y'all do it together and then y'all can consult me, right? So I can arm you with everything you need and then you can, that's cool. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with cars. It's a safe space, I guess you can say. It's a good, clean family environment. You know what I'm saying? And he can learn skills that never go out of style. You just gotta evolve with the times. But working, working on machines and stuff is always going to be a thing. Always, even if you get a car with 20 parts, you know what I'm saying? It's still gonna have to be somebody. I ain't never seen a car that changes on tire, but they do got the cars that don't go flat though. Like Benz and all of that. You get a flat, you got an instant spare. I don't even know how they do that. Just make it. Never mind. I ain't. Because I really believe the tire industry is a sham. I ain't even gonna lie. The car industry is a sham because we don't have to use metal. The metal that they use, they don't have to use that. They don't have to make cars the way they do. They choose to make cars the way they do because they don't want people, because it's contracts signed and it's people's livelihood is on the line. Listen, listen. I always tell parents this: you don't have to brag to me about how awesome your kid is. That's fine. Every kid is smart. Every kid, eat their toenails, whatever. Uh, the thing is that you can have a whole lot of knowledge. You can have a whole look. You still eat your toenails. You can have a whole lot of knowledge, but what do you know, and what are you doing with it? You can know a lot of things. I had somebody insult me before in front of a young lady. This dude gonna say, he said, "Senor." I said, he said, "Sing, thank you, senor," and I said, "Thank you, sir." He said, "No, senor means Mister." And then later on that day, no, he said, "Senor means sir," and I said, "No, it means Mister," or something like that. And he gonna say, "You know what? You a wealth of useless knowledge." I say, "What?" I say, "Sir." In my head, I was like, I know restraint because first of all, I would never say that to somebody, especially somebody you don't really know all like that. And two, you don't, I don't know. It's just certain things you just don't joke with. Like if somebody says something that's obviously silly or whatever, I mean, of course it might be funny or whatever, but you don't backhand compliment people with negative intentions. You just don't do it. But anyways, like I was saying, it's fine that he's an intelligent son, uh, but what do he know and why? What is he doing with it? Okay, so like I said, the cars is cool, but he can't go through this world not knowing nothing about himself. If only thing he knows is he like cars, then I'm of course not literally, but he need to know a lot of knowledge himself. Like I said, life path number, destiny number, um, it's another number too that go with that. I can't remember. But yeah, he need to know himself, man. He need to know all astrological signs, right? And it's not just enough to know 'em, but he got to understand that these energies are periodically dominant on the earth every single year. And he need to know that the key to the zodiac is not knowing his zodiac but mastering all 12 signs. He has to be able to be all 12 signs at any given time in his life, right? If your astrologer ain't, telling y'all that, you know what it is. All right, so the nine represents fulfillment. Okay, so the nine is the last natural number, and then every other number after that is just a different combination of 0 through 9. Okay, some ancient systems, the highest number they had was 7, right? I even heard the highest number they had in some systems was 5. And then because of our hands, I heard some number systems we had was 20. I mean 10, 10, 10, 10. So, but for us, 0 through 9 is probably going to be the dominant one for the future, for the foreseeable future, at least for the next few years, at least. What's up, Anarchy? No, the Anarchy is the male. My bad. I apologize. Uh, so the 9 again is fulfillment. Okay. Um, the cups represents water, or the cup represents your capacity to feel emotions. So that's why the cup represents the emotions, uh, because it represents your capacity for emotions. Okay. Um, the I statement for cups is I feel. Sometimes I love, Yeah, I got you next. No, I got you at the me. Uh, I can't say your name. I think you came here before, Green. What's your name? Mean came. I don't know. But so when you talk about the cups, again, is about your feelings. Okay. So right now, this is a confirmation for you to sit back and look at your life and see how far you actually came. And while you doing that, actually decide to let some things go purposefully and consciously, right? Because we all can ride through the city or and have triggers about memories or whatever, but do we ever consciously put everything to bed? Do we always consciously put everything to sleep? I know we don't because we're humans. We're not trained to do so. But we can. It's a skill, right? But now it's time to look forward in life, right? So after the nine comes the ten of cups. And if you remember the ten of cups is the family, right? The wife, the husband, and the kids standing on their estate or property or whatever you want to call it. And they got the rainbow. Okay. So this is so 9 and 10 is mirror flips of each other. One is masculine, one is feminine. So in this case, the nine is feminine, which represents the internal being of a person. Double tap that screen, please. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. So whenever you see the nines in tarot, the nine represents the internal, right? So 10 is fulfillment too, but it's about the external. It's about the physical things, the tangible things that you could touch, taste, smell outside of yourself. So here we have a person who seemingly is content and rejoicing with 10 cups or 10 trophies or nine cups, nine trophies. I'm sorry, nine. And so again, what this represents is the internal fulfillment of a person. Okay. Um, if you want, I would rather do pull another card for best course of action. Um, but what I'm seeing here with this card is that this is a situation or a circumstance where you can again sit back and just enjoy where you're at and look at how far you came and really just soak it in, right? Again, oh, that's what I was saying, the 9 and the 10. So the difference between the 9 and the 10 is the last cup represents the outside world. But remember, spirit worked from the inside out. So because spirit worked from the inside out, you got to be happy and content internally first. Even if you don't have everything you want, you still got to be happy. They always say what? Tap into gratitude. Why? Because it keeps you grounded. Period. The biggest thing is keeping your mind grounded. That's the biggest thing. Your mind and your emotions too, but it's one and the same. It's two halves of a whole. So I'm gonna pull best course of action now that I got your permission. Send me your location. Let's focus on communication. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Can I play that song? Would y'all mind if I play that song? Send me your location. Let's focus on communication. Mm-mm-mm-mm. I can't even see the screen. Hold on. I can't see my laptop. It don't got the light on the buttons, I don't think. Khalid, KHALID location chart. Send me your location. Focus on Ruled since birth. Okay. DJ Harris. Libbity bibbity. Bibbity bibbity bibbity. All right, let me shuffle these cards up for you. So right now, there's an emphasis on emotional fortitude. Okay, happiness. Okay, so my guru said you got to be happy on your way to happy. That means that happy can't be external only, right? Um, when you're talking about being happy, you have to decide to say I am happy, and if you need help, look for reasons to feel happiness, to feel joy. Um, happiness. We were talking about happiness. Um, like I was saying, focus on your happiness. Focus on your happiness, and grow from there. You at the office? What kind of work you do? It's 2:35 a.m. where I'm at, so I'm just chilling. I need to get something to eat because I just ate a little snack and my stomach acid is strong right now. You call it filling your cup? Okay. So filling your cup doesn't mean that we neglect the inner work that we need to do because again, we have to have a capacity to feel those emotions. So that means that the less negative emotions we have, the more you get. You an intern? Well, guess what? How much I make on YouTube? Nothing. I'm probably gonna get like 6 cents this live. Watch what I tell you. Well, come back to me in 2 days when they get done calculating and stealing all my change. I probably get like 5 cents this live. Probably, if I'm lucky, like 5, 6 cents. And for some reason, the spiritual content is not like, it's almost like they shadow banning spiritual content. It's like anything positive, like if you doing dancing videos and stuff like that, you gonna ball out of control. But if you got positive content, it's like you ain't gonna get nothing. You been working on what? Shit, if I was you, I'd take that $17 a month and invest in a YouTube channel. I ain't even gonna lie. Get 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 monetized on like 3, 4 platforms. You be alright. You be alright, trust me. Alright, so we just had a card flip. Mm. Okay, so there is a very clear message here. Ooh, how am I gonna do this? Give me a second to think about this. Let me see. Because I need to be able to deliver this. I need to be able to hit this one on there. I need to get this one good. Okay, so give me a second to meditate on this. Okay. Okay. I felt it. Okay. So, did you did you feel that? S- So you're dealing with the Five of Wands, okay? What's up, Karma? Okay, so the five represents like conflict. It represents like arguments, fights. Yeah, I'm almost done actually. You up next. It represents like arguments, fights, etc. The five is unbalanced energy. Okay, it's the storm before the calm, right? The six is the calm, right? Six is harmony. What do you do as an intern, if you don't mind me asking? And then when you're dealing with the wands represents the fire element, right? The fire element deals with the human desire. Okay, the I statement for the wands is I desire or I want. Okay, so whenever you're dealing with that, is I want. Oh, you a secret agent. Okay, that's what's up. Whenever you're dealing with wands and tarot, you're dealing with the wants. All right, I want. Okay, so welcome to the tarot school. All right, that's your free tarot lesson. So as you can see here, we got people with wands, right, and they're seemingly they look like they are in a like a combative state, I guess you can say, but nobody's like really getting whacked, right? Nobody's getting knocked out, right? It looks like they really just all talk, and it's not really just all talk. Maybe it's just a situation and a circumstance. But when you're dealing with this situation or circumstance, what's going on is that either internally, right, there's a person who's struggling with wants, and this is just the general reading, not the best course of action. So give me 1 second. So either there's an internal struggle of wants, or externally there's a struggle for a person to there's a struggle of communication, and there's a struggle of leadership in this card, right? There is no king of wands here, and the reason why is because everybody is arguing and fighting. Nobody is saying, hey, let's all sit down, let's all hear each other out, and then let's vote on whose ever idea is the best, right? Nobody is showing diplomatic abilities here, or is that the right word? Diplomacy. Nobody is showing the ability, nobody is using diplomacy here, right? So that means that our emotions is getting the best of us, okay? So that's just a general understanding of the card. Now, best course of action to me is saying that there's something that you need to pick. There's something that you need to do. There's a few things that need to happen actually. For one, leadership is key, but this leadership is going to be internal and external, right? Accept the challenge to become a better person in every way. I don't know if there's a plateau somewhere, or or maybe this is a confirmation. Like you said, you already started shifting, but now is the time to put forth maximum effort, okay? And Keita, what you need, would you like just a general reading? I'm about to finish up in about 30 seconds, all right? So, the best course of action to me is saying that it's time for you to step up even more than what you thought was possible. And it's funny that we say that because for me, every single year on my channel, there's been a theme here on the channel. And for 2026, the theme is superseding potential. What do that mean? That means that we go above and beyond what we think is possible. If our potential means that this is the height or this is what we think is possible, right? Let's shoot to go above and beyond what we think is possible, right? How many people, right? So the example I always use is I get myself tattoos, right? So I already know what my threshold for pain is. So I know that a lot of people can't push themselves past certain levels of pain, especially when you're dealing with a visual thing like a needle, for example. I actually want to know what's next between me and Raul. I like he become a good friend. I haven't told him I like him. Well, That's what you want. That's what you do. You need so you need to have a conversation with him first and see what he say, and depending on what he say, then I can pull a reading on that. But what I will do is just pull a general reading, um, just to see. I'll go to the Love Oracle deck and just pull just a general reading just to see what the energy is surrounding this. But remember, we got to put in the work. We can't be scared to try, right? If I pull a card, it's only going to be a small snapshot of one timeline, right? And that can change. That can change as soon as the reading is over, right? You hearing the reading can change that timeline. You know what I'm saying? So don't give up or run before the call. I'm growing up in my leadership for myself and my son. What's your middle name? Raul or Trouble? I don't understand. Leadership? So the best course of action again, it's time for you to step up and be decisive. But it's really just about a personal. Oh, I never even got to this part of the card. So remember, there's a hidden piece of this card, right? And that's the wands, right? Well, I just really thought about the symbolism of this card. This card, no offense to anybody, but this card is so LGBT, and I didn't even realize it. You got five guys swinging their wand at each other. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy work. He got two hands on his. That is crazy. That is crazy. Okay, super. Oh, thank you. That's where we was at. Superseding expectations. Okay, so we need to supersede the expectations. That's the theme for 2026. So the last thing I was going to end off with was that the decisiveness really is an internal thing, right? And that really ties into the Nine of Cups. How do it tie into the Nine of Cups? Because remember, the Nine of Cups was about the internal fulfillment, okay? The Nine of Cups was about the internal fulfillment, all right? So, how did that relate to the Wands? Well, remember, the Wands is about your desires, period. What the wand is literally your desire, right? And with the connection between the fire element and the wand is that your fire represents your motivation, the reason why you get up out of bed, the reason why you don't give up, right? The reason why you work so hard, right? That is your fire. That is your goal, right? That's your motivating factor, which I like to call it. I think simply put, the wise represents your motivating factor, the reason why you do something. Okay. So this is an internal thing, right? You can step up and be a leader, but as above, so below, as within, so without. So yeah, maybe, being a good mom and all that stuff is cool too. But there's something internally that you want, and you just need to do a little bit of shadow work to get it. um just be open and honest about what it is and possibly why it went wrong in the past, or if you, why you never got it in the past or whatever, and the window will open up for you. Okay. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. That was fun. So my question is, what is it that you want? Is it a relationship? Is it a job? So those wands, like I said, each one of those wands, each one of those people could represent a different a different facet of you and your personality. And in those facets of your personality, there's different timelines that you go down, right? Like, if I'm an alcoholic, then, that's going to be one part of my life. And so if I go to church, 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to be mixing the bar in church, or liquor store in church, or I'm not going to drink in church. See what I'm saying? So these are different personality traits, different aspects of me, right? Each one of those people represent an archetype, right? You can tell by the archetype by the colors they wear, by the clothes they wear, what they doing, if they wearing gloves, like, they aesthetic, period. Okay, so we just had a Libra card come out, and this is past life. Okay, so it says deja vu, repeated patterns, karmic lessons. The first thing that came to my mind was, um, um, somebody's not healed, and this, either you're gonna remind him of a girl, or he's gonna remind you of a boy. Okay, that's the first thing that came to me. Also, another thing is that going into this situation, we need to make sure that we are happy and healthy going into the relationship. Yes, this is yours, okay? We need to make sure that we going into this relationship, if it's a relationship, whatever, friendship, happy and healthy. KP, what do you mean, happy and healthy? Happy and healthy means that I know who I am, I know what I'm about, and I know what I want in the future. And I know that I've been through some stuff, and I know that everything ain't gonna heal overnight, but it's going to take a little bit of consistency every single day to build the new habits, to build the new thought process, right? It's not so much of knowing things, for example, it's not so much of hey, if you got any questions, Lexi, let me know. But it's not so much of knowing things or whatever. It's about, like, are you able to put these things to use? Again, I think I said that earlier. It's about being able to put these things to use. And so what that means is that little by little, every single day, we gotta be conscious and aware of whatever it is that we're trying to fix. So, for example, let's just say you got a habit of, oh, I got some cake in there. Let's say if you got a habit of eating cake in the middle of the night, right? Well, if that's your blockage, if that's your karmic whatever, the kriya or the internal action that you need to take is to make the mental decision to say, I'm not going to let this thing happen. And then you build new karma, or you perform the action. And you perform the action so much consciously that it becomes a habit subconsciously. Right? Round of applause. That was eloquently put. Oh, that was beautiful. Wow, that was a really good reading. So, how about you listen? You gotta listen. I'm about to hop off. I'm starting to get tired. It's what time is it? It's 2:50 in the morning. So you're gonna have to go back and listen to this again, because I said every single thing that I needed to say. I understand that you possibly had a question, but you gotta understand that I'm an old school tarot reader. And certain questions like when, and you've been here for years, so well at least a year, so you know. I don't answer when, if, when, or will questions. All of those is decided by you. Now, if there's any blockages on that, then we can talk about it. But when, if, or when is decided by you, man. So, like I said, the energy, I'm not saying it again, but it's the past due. Yeah, so, I only pulled one card because this card jumped out the deck. So, I believe it's a whole message. So, you just got to go back and rewind, man. Oh, man, my mouth. Give me a second, man, because I just answered everything. I just answered all of that. Give me 1 second. I gotta get something to drink. I'm really hungry. I'm really starving for real. Like really hungry. Like I want a smoothie. I'm hungry. So the best course of action is to have a conversation with him. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. It was a. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying something else as a typo. But yeah, so the best course of action, I believe, is to have a conversation. But I don't. One or both parties is not ready for a relationship. One or both parties need to heal from the past. It's not that one or both parties is like bad people per se. Y'all might even be compatible on in a lot of different areas. Like y'all might have a lot of things in common. But I really believe one, the best course of action is to have a conversation. But two, I would if you're gonna pursue a relationship against my best wishes, I would just say take it slow before you actually get into a commitment. Before you spend money, before you have sex, all of that stuff. Take it slow before you take it slow. Take it slow. Take it slow. This deja vu card is telling me that y'all need to take it slow. And if you have a deja vu moment in a negative moment, run. Like if y'all have an argument or something and you in this deja vu, run. Run. However it go, I don't know. I'm tired. I want a bowl of cereal or something. I don't want to cook nothing. I just want something that quick little ha 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 and I'm done. You hear me? All right. Is there any questions, comments, concerns? I think we're gonna go to donation based readings only right now. You said you're welcome. Hmm. 200 views tonight. That's what's up. All right. Anybody left who wanted a reading? Y'all probably sleep. Hey, wake up! Wake up! Hey, you went to sleep. Wake up! Hey, wake up! The noodles on the stove. The stove on. Wake up! Huh? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Wake up! Hey, wake up. Wake up. Come on. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, hey, wake up. Mm. Well, why would you pass me that ball? Alright, actually, I'm about to go ahead and slide on up out of here, y'all. It's been an honor and a pleasure to be of service to you all. I wouldn't rather be nowhere else, but right here, right now, I'm doing what I'm doing. So if you know what I'm about to say it with me. Peace, love, health, and wealth. Anything else, put it back on the shelf. Why? Because I ain't buying it, and you better not buy it either. Peace. I love you. Bye-bye.